Welcome to the Tattoo Room Unfiltered. I'm the host with the most, Devon Leroy. Today I got my cousin on the couch, Bryan Gray. Now, Bryan then came from the bottom. I done watched him since we was kids, and now he run his own company, a sound company called Fivefold Sound. And so we going to turn the mic and the couch over to my cousin and holler at him real quick. Bryan,
Cuz, what up, cuz?
what's up, man? You know what I'm saying?
What's up, fam?
Glad to have you, you know what I'm
Man.
saying? I don't normally put everybody, but you somebody, you know what I'm saying? And even better, you family. So
Yeah,
it's gonna be
man.
a special one, man. So
That's what's up.
this shit. The first question I really ask everybody,
Okay.
where you born at? You know what I'm saying? What it say on your birth certificate?
All right, so I was born on the west side of Chicago, actually, Cook County Hospital.
Yeah.
That building no longer, well, actually, they turned that building into a hotel now, but it's right next to Rush Hospital right there on the west side of Chicago. Resided in Chicago all the way up until the age of 12,
Yeah.
and that's when I relocated out here to Waukegan to be with this side of the family.
Yeah, for
So,
sure.
yeah.
Yeah, so
Born and raised in
how
Chicago.
was the transition, man? Yes, I know it's a big difference because we came from
It
the
was
city,
definitely
too.
a culture shock, man.
Yeah,
Coming from a household where I was the only boy in the household, raised by a mom. I didn't know my dad actually. He had came around when I was 2 years old.
yeah,
Then from memory, I saw him when I was 7 years old, and when I was 10 years old.
yeah,
2 years later is when I came to Waukegan, and so I was a hothead. I was getting in trouble.
yeah.
I think from preschool all the way up to fifth grade, I went to 4 different elementary schools because I got kicked
Yeah.
out every year just from just being a bad kid, a bad
Yeah,
seed,
yeah,
and so by the time I got 12, my mom really couldn't do much more with me,
yeah.
and so I was like, well, send me to live with my pops. She's like, well, you
Okay,
don't
yeah,
know
yeah.
him. I was like, send me anyway, and so
Yeah.
that's kind of how the transition happened. So when I got out here, being in a family where it was all pretty much predominantly boys,
Yeah, yeah.
like, whoa,
Yeah,
I'm used to being the
all
only
those-
boy,
Yeah, I think Allison really the only
Yeah,
girl.
Allison was really the only girl, and it's like, man, coming out here with all cousins and brothers, like, wait, I'm used to being the man of the house and the only dude.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
so, I came out here with this chip on my shoulder, and y'all quickly showed me, hey, cuz, just because you
Yeah.
from the city, we'll still
see,
put them hands on you.
And that's what I was trying to explain to you because I was from the city too.
Yeah,
and I'm like,
man.
man, you can't come out here talking that city shit. You know what I'm saying?
And I
You know what
sure
I'm
tried
saying?
it, man. And
Yeah,
y'all quickly
yeah.
like, hey, cuz, we love you,
Like,
but
man, you can't
we
come
finna
out
bring
here
you back
talking
down.
that city shit, man. I kept telling you.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
man.
saying? Yeah, that was it was fun.
Yeah, it
though,
was
man.
fun, though, man.
Cause
Like,
I sure remember that too, because you was saying, and I was like, man, they don't like it out here, man.
no.
But I was already out here.
Right,
You know what I'm saying?
right,
So
right.
maybe you thought I was from out here too.
Yep.
But I was like, oh, they don't like it, man. Don't say it.
Yeah, because I remember my first year at Jefferson, I was trying to take kids' lunch money. 'Cause,
Yeah.
coming from an all-black school to now a school with all races, I'm like, whoa,
Yeah.
what is happening here?
Yeah,
I wasn't
yeah,
used
for
to
sure.
that, man.
Yeah, that's how I was on to Warren. And shit.
Yeah.
It was just all white
It was
folks.
just all white.
You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying? I didn't even see no white people till we moved out here.
yeah,
So,
man.
and then the first thing they told me, if you see some white boys in a pickup truck, just run.
Just run.
I was like, huh?
That's definitely
Yeah,
what
I
my
was
dad
like,
told
man,
me.
that didn't make
He
no
said,
sense.
run, yup.
Yeah, well, one of my first memories of you is you used to play the piano and the drums by
Yeah,
ear. You know what
yeah.
I'm saying? And I'm talking about when we was kids, man, like
Yeah,
shit,
yeah. And
13, 14.
that was cultivated in the church that my mom went to.
Yeah, okay.
They put me on a drum set at 7 years old.
Yeah,
So the head drummer had went away to college, and so we were in a service, and there was no drummer. And I was kind of, playing around in the Congo just as a little kid.
yeah.
And they put the sticks in my hand and said, go play. And from there, it's like I just developed this love of music.
Yeah, so
you
it was
know.
a natural on
It was
the
a
drums.
natural thing. It was
Yeah,
natural
that's
because
cold, man,
at
yeah.
3 years old, I could remember, watching Soul Train and just beating on the pots and pans at the house.
Yeah.
And it was accurate. It was like I was really playing
Yeah,
what I was
you
hearing.
was playing.
I was playing.
You was playing them.
And so, my mom and my aunt, they started to cultivate that gift,
Yeah.
and they, bought me sticks, and stuff like that. And when I
yeah,
got out,
I know you had all of them in the basement, man, because that's how I used to learn how to play them.
Yeah,
you
man.
would play it off the radio by ear, then I'm gonna
Yup.
watch you and learn how to play it like
Yup.
that. You know what I'm saying?
and so
shit,
early
yeah, it was
on,
cool.
music, it was a part of me, I tried to do the sports things with y'all, basketball, and I developed a love, of basketball, but the height just wasn't there,
Yeah,
and so I'm like, I ain't gonna grow no more. Let me just go on
Man,
and focus
it was-
really on this
You
this
just
music
wasn't
thing.
athletic enough for the basketball court, man.
But I
ain't
think
gonna
my
lie.
love passed down to my son because he is the athletic one.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know.
he cold. He
So,
cold.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
the family genes.
Yep.
It's in there. You know what I'm saying? It's in there,
Factuals,
for sure.
factuals.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's really it, man.
Yeah, not everybody can play sports though.
No.
You know what I'm saying? That's why I probably wanted to do the music more than the sports.
Really?
Yeah.
I
Man,
couldn't
that shit
tell
was
that.
cold, man. Man, if I could play the piano and sing like that,
Wow.
man, it'd have been different. You know what I'm saying? But
Wow.
the basketball just worked for me.
It did.
You know what I'm
It
saying?
did,
So I
man.
just stayed with it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But then, so how did you go from, you know what I'm saying, the love of the music to actually making money with the music? Because a lot of people think
Yeah.
you got to be an artist just to make money, but there's
No.
other ways to make money in music and still
No,
fulfill
I
your
was getting.
dreams.
I had started getting paid at the age of 7 years old playing drums in church.
Okay. So
They were
yeah,
paying me,
early.
$75 a month. But
Yeah.
as a 7-year-old, like
Yeah, that's a lot
that's
of
a
money.
lot of
You know what
money.
I'm saying? Yeah.
And so then it kind of transferred. I started seeing that I could make money as a drummer.
Mhm.
And so when I would go to these churches, I would go with a price tag, pretty much say, hey, this is,
Yeah.
what my service will cost. This is how good I
Yeah.
am. This is kind of what I've done. And so at an early age, like, I was just making money every Sunday playing
Yeah.
drums.
Yeah, that's cool. So yeah, you was getting it from the beginning. You
From the
was
beginning,
making money
yeah.
off the love.
Yep.
Yeah, that's cool. And for the churches that do that, you know what I'm saying, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because it'll help teach the kids and give them that confidence.
Yeah.
Because, you know, if you can't get paid doing it, then you try not gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna do something that's just gonna
Yeah.
pay the bills, and a lot
Yeah.
of people be unhappy.
Yeah, and I didn't think that I could make as much money as a drummer, which is why when it was time to go to college, I chose Columbia to go for sound engineering.
Okay, yeah.
Because growing up, when I went to my grandma's church, Gideon Baptist Church,
Yeah.
they didn't have drums,
Oh,
and so
dang,
that
I ain't know that.
we didn't have drums at first, and
Yeah.
so Granddaddy Cook was like, "Well, go up and play on the soundboard, pretty much."
Yeah.
And so I was forced to go upstairs, and be on the soundboard with Uncle Haney and them, and that's where they taught me
Oh,
audio.
okay. Yeah, the mixing and stuff.
Yeah, they
like
taught
that.
me
Yeah.
mixing,
Okay,
and developing an ear to hear how things, come together and
Yeah.
are mixed and balanced. And so when it was time to go to school for college, I'm like, well, I'm not gonna go for drumming. What else can I
Yeah.
do? I'm gonna go for audio. And so
Okay,
that's where I
yeah.
furthered the education and going to Columbia.
Yeah. So how was that experience? You went all 4 years?
No, after my third year, I got called to do a tour in New York.
Oh, okay, yeah. School
Yeah,
over
we did.
with
We
then.
did. Yeah, after three years, I had met a community choir director who was doing a tour for a gospel artist named James Hall, and so he was like, "Hey, you can either stay in class." He was like, "But I'm going to do this tour, and you're welcome to come along as a drummer for this
Yeah.
tour."
Okay,
And of
for
course,
sure.
I was like, "All right, professors, I'm out. I'm going on tour
Yeah.
as a drummer." And so I ended up dropping out of school after my third year of Columbia. Went on tour. And then we got back from tour, and I ended up doing a show at the Erie Crown Theater for this same community choir. And so there was a real big Chicago well-known audio company there doing sound.
Yeah.
And so at the end of the show, I asked audio guys, I'm like, hey, if it's not too personal, how much y'all taking home from this show?
Yeah.
And I think it was like maybe 15 grand that they were taking home from that show.
Okay, that's a good way to.
And I'm
ask
like,
you.
15 grand versus I'm making 350 on this show. I'm gonna do audio for real now.
Yeah.
And so that night I went home, kind of jumped on how to start an LLC, how to start a business, and that's when 5-4 Sound was birthed back in
Yeah.
2006.
Okay, yeah, I was just gonna ask you what year was that.
Yep, 2006.
So you hadn't. So was you about to quit school at that point? You was still enrolled.
No,
in
I
school?
quit. I had quit.
Oh, you quit?
I quit right at the
Oh.
when I found out I was going on tour. That was my last day of being
Oh,
in
you
school.
ain't just take a leave of absence. You just
I
I'm
dropped.
here.
I was out.
So you never really graduated from
Nope.
college then?
Nope.
Okay, now because I went to New York.
Okay.
but I went to a 9-month program.
I remember that.
For the
Yeah.
audio engineering.
Yep, I remember that.
It was about the same time.
Yep,
Yeah,
yep.
about like 2005.
Yep, I remember.
So I never really agreed with the whole 4 years because you don't really need.
You don't need it.
Yeah, nah, you don't.
You don't need it,
at all.
man. And not all of the jobs that I've done and all the clients that I've worked with, no one asked me for any degree from college.
Yeah, nah, they don't even care.
They don't even care.
And then when I went, we had to make the wires before we could record. You know what I'm saying? And then as soon as I got out,
Yep.
it was all digital, man. And so it was like the school was pointless anyway.
It really was,
'cause
man.
We learned the old school way.
Yeah, I end up contracting one of my professors from school to work for my company.
Yeah, and that be happening too.
Yeah,
You know,
man.
You ever thought about starting a school on your own or getting
Not so
kids
much
to
of a
train?
school, but I do trainings for volunteer church teams.
Okay, yeah.
So
yeah,
for like
sure,
people that,
yeah.
that don't know audio at all, I go in with a one-on-one audio course,
Yeah.
and from learning what a cable is called to how to hook it up to how to mix a service. That's what my class offers. It's a
Yeah.
4-week course that I offer for volunteer teams.
Okay, yeah, that's cool. That's
Yeah,
cool.
man.
So you like advertise that with different churches
I do.
or just
advertise it on
like
social
freelance?
media.
Okay,
Yep.
yeah. See, I gotta hook up with that, man. Nah, it's a real lucrative job, man.
Absolutely.
And then they got like unions downtown. Like you say, they was taking 15,000 for that show.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Because without the sound, you don't got nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Have
That's what I was
nothing.
always told. You know what I'm saying? The sound first, and then
Yeah.
the visual come next.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So if you got a good sound, people will listen at least.
Absolutely.
You know. So when you got your business started.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? It's 2006. So what was your first gig? Do you remember?
I do. My very first gig was actually out here in Waukegan. There was a guy, I can't remember his name, but he was doing like a gospel fest pretty much.
Yeah.
And it was supposed to be an outdoor event, but weather didn't permit, so we ended up moving it to Webster Middle School. And he had a couple of groups from Detroit come out, some groups from Milwaukee. And I got pictures I can put up on social media at the end of this.
Yeah.
I had a little 16-channel mixer, one sub, some tops, and I was really just kind of getting into it. Chords just ran everywhere. It wasn't the 5/0 sound that you know today, but that's kind of what got my foot in the door. But it gave me enough exposure to get contacted by Tressa Thomas. Now, Tressa Thomas was the little girl that was on the Five Heartbeats movie. If you remember that movie, she was the one that sang in that bedroom scene with Robert Townsend.
Yeah, I don't remember the movie too much.
So Tressa Thomas, she was in the Five Heartbeats, and she was the sister of Robert Townsend. And so she's our age, and so she's the same age as us. And so she had a singing career, and so she ended up doing a gig downtown Chicago.
Yeah.
And so she had Val Warner from Windy City Live come out, and she was the host of the event. And that was really my first major gig, that paid real dollars and put me, in the limelight of being a celebrity audio engineer.
Yeah. So in the beginning, did you ever have any like regular jobs?
Yeah. I worked at Gurney Mills. I did telemarketing. I worked for U.S. Cellular.
Yeah.
For 14 years, I worked at a church. And so, I've only been...
See, I think the church, I count that as working with the gold.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I know you was in there doing your sound thing.
I was,
too.
but that wasn't my title, honestly.
Yeah.
They kind of got free service out of me, so to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, that really wasn't my role. My role was really just to be the assistant to the pastor and just help operate the church and stuff like that. And so from time to time, because of my audio background and drumming background, I kind of did everything.
Yeah,
so I was a sound guy, I was a drummer, I was the assistant to the pastor, and pretty much I just did everything.
Yeah, okay.
And so 5/0 sound was kind of put on the back burner. I kind of did that part-time, as time permitted.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah.
So when did you make the decision to go full-time 5/0?
It's been 3 years now that I've been full-time.
Okay.
Yeah,
for me, it feels like it's been longer, man.
No, full-time, only depending on the income of 5/0 sound, has only been 3 years.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, and it was a decision that I had to make because of a bad breakup with a particular church, but my wife was like, I support you, I stand behind you 100%. If there are weeks where you feel that 5/0 sound can't do what you wanted to do money-wise, then go drive Uber. Like, I got you. And that's pretty much what it was. The first couple of months, I signed up for Uber. I drove Uber and just took a couple of weekend gigs. And then Jessica kind of spoke into my life. She was like, I really believe that in a couple of months, 5/0 sound is going to be so busy that you can't even focus on Uber.
Yeah.
And I was like, whoa. And it came to fruition.
Yeah,
Literally 2 months after she spoke that, I just started getting major calls that I had never thought that I would get.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what it's been, man.
So what's the mixture of the events that you've been doing?
So as of late, I've been getting a lot of celebrity calls, man.
Yeah.
Like I worked with Bobby Valentino, Twister, Bone Thugs and Harmony, Crucial Conflict, a lot.
Names, man.
I just did an event with the Boys and Girls Club of America, and they had Lisa Ray on the ticket, Tay Diggs, Lorenz Tate. And so really it's just that clientele. But during the week, I do a lot of the cover band stuff. So a lot of the Chicago legends, pretty much, they do shows throughout the week.
Yeah,
I'm their first call, pretty much, to come in and do audio for those shows.
Congratulations on that.
Yeah, man, I appreciate that.
Way up there. That's
man, we
thing,
work
man.
from anywhere from 5 to 7 days a week.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's like that when you got your own business. Like I'm 24 hours.
Yeah, pretty much.
Man,
my phone never shuts off.
I
It's laying on the pillow next to me.
Too,
Yeah.
And then when I had downtime, I utilized it properly too. So because I like to call it in the jungle. You know what I'm saying? When you just when you solely like a business owner, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't have employees, but I'm a business owner.
Yeah.
So I still gotta hunt though. You know what I'm saying? So it's a
Yeah.
little different out here, man. But I like it better.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Than
For
going
real.
the other way. So what was the inspiration for the name, the Fivefold Sound?
So fivefold is biblical. It just comes from really, the fivefold ministries of the church, like preaching, teaching, prophesying. But I wanted to put a spin on it, and
Yeah.
so I embody 5 characteristics in the company: excellence, honesty, loyalty, integrity, and passion.
Yeah.
And so
okay.
those are the 5 folds of Fivefold Sound. Those
Yeah.
are all the characteristics that I carry as a person, and so I want them to be the foundation of this company.
Yeah, yeah. That's tight, man. I like
Yeah.
that. Yeah, he practiced that one.
A few times I've been asked
Yeah,
this question.
that's what's up, man.
Yeah.
So, man, I know, how do you keep yourself in a professional mode, you know what I'm saying, now that you starting to get into this new arena with the bigger names and stuff. So I know sometimes
Yeah.
it's kind of exciting, you know what I'm saying, but you got to maintain that professionalism.
Yeah, I was told by Rexel Hardy, he was Mary J. Blige's music director for 20 years, and so I have a close relationship with him now. And so he told me, he said, in order to stay in this business, when you're behind the stage, when you're with those artists, you have to look like you belong back there and not look
Yeah.
like the help.
Yeah, yeah.
Because
for
to
sure.
those guys, if you're backstage with them, you're on the same level as them.
Yeah,
So you can't be back there in, stardom mode, groupie mode. Like, we're all working to produce this show that people paid hundreds of dollars for some of
Yeah.
these tickets. Like, you belong back here. But if you look out of place, then you won't be back there anymore, pretty much. Because they be like, we don't need groupies back here. We need people that
Yeah.
belong back
yeah,
here.
you got to be comfortable.
You gotta be
know what I'm saying,
comfortable
act
back
like
there.
You belong there. Yeah,
Pretty
for
much.
sure. Because a lot of them artists be nervous in the mud.
They be
themselves.
nervous. And they look to
Yeah.
you as the professional.
Yeah, because they want advice. you know,
Absolutely.
like
Absolutely.
gripping the mic like this, we can't do that.
Yeah,
You know
I
what
did
I'm
a
saying?
show
Let's not
2
do
weeks
that on the
ago.
show, man.
I did a show 2 weeks ago with Bone Thugs and Harmony and Too Short.
Yeah,
And Wish came out prior to the show and said, "Hey man, what's the sweet spots on the stage? Where should I not go? How should I hold the mic?
that's
How should I
better.
not hold it?
Yeah, that's
Based
a
on
better
your
talk.
game structures." Like
Yeah.
he was asking for wisdom, and I'm
Yeah.
looking like, bro, you the artist. You've been doing this on major stages. But again,
but yeah, that's what
but
I'm
again,
saying.
that's that conversation
Nah,
that
that's
Rex
that-
said.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
you
veteran.
belong back here,
Yeah.
and they view you as the same level.
Yeah, because see, it's like what he doing. You the sound man, so you know
Yeah.
the angles.
Yeah.
So if he just asks you,
Yeah.
then he already I can go here, I can
go
there.
here,
You
yeah.
know what I'm saying? So he don't got to go out there and try to play
Yeah.
with it. So he basically probably finna smoke through the sound check.
Pretty much, yeah. And it was crazy
So
because
he ain't finna come to the sound check.
so
He
they
know it
had
already.
scheduled for 2 sound checks.
Yeah.
They had a schedule for their DJ to come in and sound check and get the levels of the stage, and then they were scheduled to come in.
Mhm.
So the DJ came in, he did his sound check. Sound check went about 10 minutes with the DJ. He was so confident in that sound check, he called them and said, "Y'all need to come.
Yeah, for
we're
sure.
good here."
Yeah. See, that's
You got to get to that
that's
point
what you
where
want on your resume,
artists
too.
are that comfortable on stage
Yeah.
with you, because that'll get you the calls. So
Right,
the next
that's what
time
I
they
was
come
gonna
to
say,
Chicago,
too.
they're gonna say, "Hey, remember that guy that worked this event? Get him back."
Yeah, or not even that. You find yourself they're gonna be calling you to where they need you.
Pretty much.
You know what I'm saying?
That's how it
That's
works.
gonna be the next step. You know what I'm saying? Like this is something greater.
Yep.
That's what we always say.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And the point of me doing this show too is because this is what I'm trying to promote to everybody. You know what I'm saying? That it's cool to play the sports, you know what I'm saying, or to be the rapper or the
Yeah.
singer, but there's other ways that you can still make it and be very successful.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And then success also is like it's a determining factor on the person.
Yeah.
Like Dave Chappelle he asked his dad if he made $35,000 a year doing
Mm-hmm.
comedy, is he successful? Because that's what his dad made at the time. And so that was his main goal. He just wanted to make $35,000. Yeah.
Wow.
Dave Chappelle. You know what I'm saying? That's a true story too.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? And ever since I heard that, I was like, damn, that's tight. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? That take a lot of pressure off. You know,
Absolutely.
So like with this, it was probably like 5 years ago. And I finally got that $20 an hour at the job.
Wow.
Man, I quit after I seen that check. Yeah, I'm
Facts.
up out of here, fam. Y'all ain't
Facts.
finna play with me. Like, I just
Facts.
did 60 hours 2 weeks in a row to get this check.
Yeah.
Man, I do 60 hours in the jungle, boy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You see me? That's how it's gonna be. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
So like if it's not for everybody either.
It's not.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, what's some of your keys to motivate yourself in the morning to get up?
My family.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, being a real man that wants to provide for his household and not make excuses of, you know, why I can't go out and do something. If God put this talent in my hand and he said that I'll bless the work of your hand and your gift will make room for you and put you before great men, just knowing that, you know, knowing that I don't want to go back to another 9 to 5, knowing that I want my children and their children to eat the, you know, the fruits of my labor, you know, in this lifetime. That motivates me, man.
Yeah.
To wake up as a black man and know that I own something that's motivation in itself, you know.
Yeah.
That we've been in business for, you know, over 17 years when most businesses close after the first 2 years or the first 5 years. And knowing that God has sustained us and that he's doing just what he promised, that's why I wake up every morning motivated.
Yeah, for sure. So how long you been married?
It'll be 20 years in September.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, you know, I got married when I was 21. Jessica was 22.
Yeah. I know. Y'all got together way back.
Yep.
But I ain't know y'all was married that long.
It'll be 20 years.
Yeah, that was quick, man.
Yeah, man. Cause I'm 41 now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you're 40. We same age.
Yeah, I know that's what I'm saying. That's quick, man. Like that.
Yeah, it did go real quick, man.
So how many kids y'all done blessed for this
We got
earth?
2 children. You know, Brianna's 22 now, and then Jakia's 18.
Yes, sir. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I know. I'm just. You know what I'm saying,
The
for
world
people,
don't know,
you know what I'm
right?
saying? 'Cause we family. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So I know, but you know what I'm saying. But like I was saying, you know what I'm saying, that's what make the interview most special.
Absolutely.
Because it's like you actually doing something. You know what I'm saying? Like you got a business, it's running. You know what I'm saying? I done seen your son out there helping you.
Yeah.
So you know what I'm saying? Like,
He's a
that's
major
what it's
help
all
to the
about,
company.
too. Yeah. You know what I'm
He's the
saying?
help that a lot of people don't see. You know, we have different warehouses and storage spaces or whatever, you know, where we keep gear at. But he's the one that really sees the inside. You know.
Yeah,
he's the trusted one.
Yeah. I mean, that's the number one employee, right?
Yeah, he's the one that gets called at 7 a.m. Hey, we got to unload this truck. Come out that bedroom.
Yeah.
I got you, Dad. I got you.
Man. So, and tell me, like a typical day for you when you got a nice show coming up for the evening. Like,
so
let's say,
honestly,
the Bone Show.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Okay.
saying, the Bone
So
Thug
we
show.
loaded in. Although that show didn't start till 8 p.m., we loaded in at 6 a.m. for that show. Because we had to go in, we had to take the stage in, get the stage set up. That particular show, we put up video wall, 16
You
by
was
10.
at the venue at 6 a.m.?
Yeah, we was at the venue at 6 a.m.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so we pulled in, we put the stage up. That took about an hour and a half. Put a 16 by 10 video wall up. Then we trussed up the lights, and then PA went on, and we were ready for sound check about maybe 1:30.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Yep,
man,
and then,
y'all
and
already got a full day.
So we had full day. Sound check was scheduled from 1:30 to 5:30, and then they started like all of their cocktail hours and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And so we were literally there from 6 a.m. to 2 a.m. the next morning because we had to break that down. The show didn't end till you know after midnight, and then we got to break all that down and load it out the same day.
Yeah, so it's not easy work.
Oh, it's not easy at all.
It's definitely work. You know
It's definitely
but
we out there grinding.
when you got the passion, you know what I'm saying?
It don't feel like
it's
work,
fun,
man. It just feel like we're just out there having fun.
Yeah, and see that's what I want everybody to understand. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That 6 a.m. to 2 a.m. day, it don't feel like
It
that
don't feel
when
like
you
it,
love
man.
It. You know what I'm
It
saying?
feel like
When
I
you
was
got the passion
playing all
for
day,
it.
honestly.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yep.
And the people see that too, and they like that. That's how you feel comfortable.
Absolutely.
We are comfortable.
Yeah.
Man.
Our 8-hour days are different than corporate 8-hour days. We're actually loving what we're doing.
Man, I don't
Them
think-
corporate 8 hours, you stressed and we looking at the clock. It's time to go yet.
Man, yeah.
We get to the end of the
watching
show
all
and we
day.
mand like, man, it's finna end. Like, playtime is
party
over.
over with.
The party is over. Yeah, we hate ending
Like,
shows.
and no disrespect to the house and the wives and
But
the
no, it's like,
girlfriends,
dang,
but
man, I gotta go
I don't-
home.
You right.
Like, it's over.
Yeah, it do be like that.
No,
man.
that's facts.
Yeah, but that's why I try to tell everybody, man. And then, but when you come home though, it's better because you still happy though.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And you see the ones that you love,
Yep.
and you can provide for them.
Yeah.
So it's like,
Yeah,
man,
and
we gonna
especially
have
when
more
they show
fun.
interest in what you're doing, and when you get home, they want to hear about the show. Like you get to relive it again.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, so
See, now my
that's
kids
my life.
don't do that. My kids don't ask about the tattoos. They don't want to see the pictures and nothing like that.
That's what's
Nah,
up.
Yeah, I come in, man. Man, can we go to the store now? But
No,
nah,
that's
they
what's up.
but they like drawing and stuff. Though.
Good.
You know what I'm saying? It's just not a kid's environment.
Right,
like that
right,
for
right.
them, so I can't really bring them all the time.
Yeah, I try as much as possible to take my family to these shows, you know, to
Yeah.
put them in front of these people and let them meet the same people.
Yeah, for
It's
sure.
fun,
for sure.
man.
Nah, it is, and then I get them used to it. So as they get older, you know what I'm saying? Like you got all the YouTube stars.
Yeah.
You don't gotta be
Absolutely.
a YouTube star. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
They still need somebody for production. You know
Absolutely.
what I'm saying? And it
Yeah,
ain't
man.
that hard no more, man. You know what I'm saying?
That's not.
Yeah. So what's the next goals you got 5 to 10 years from now? Where you see 5-4?
So we're at a point right now where we are what they call scaling, where we're
Mhm.
able to send out multiple teams
Yeah.
on the same day, you know, as the same company with different, you know, setups. And so I just really want to just build the team. Right now we got about 6 people on the team.
Yeah.
I want to kind of expand to at least 20 people on the team where I can send out 5 different rigs.
Yeah, for sure.
So just getting the proper funding needed to purchase the gear for one, and then getting the grants needed to pay the staff.
Yeah,
that
for
kind of
sure,
thing.
man. I probably know a couple people.
Hey,
You know what I'm saying?
Cool.
Yeah, I'ma holler at Corn. You know
Okay.
what I'm saying? See what he talking about. You know, he cold with the sound. That's what he actually be doing.
really?
Yeah. Well, down there with the unions and stuff in the city.
Sweet.
Yeah, he do sound work.
I didn't know
So,
that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
sweet.
he for sure, yeah.
Definitely.
He be doing it,
I definitely need
for
to holler at
Hollywood
Corn.
and stuff. Yeah, I get y'all linked up.
For sure,
Man,
for
you
sure,
know what
for
I'm
sure.
saying? Now,
So
I'll
that's
probably
kinda the
dust
goal.
off the sounds gear a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, we want to add more vehicles, you know, to the
Yeah.
company to
Yeah.
transport the gear. So that's really what the next goals are. Just
Yeah.
really just kind of build and keep scaling.
Okay, so for anybody that might want to get in contact with you, do
Yep.
they need a degree to work for
They
you?
do not.
And are you training on the job?
I do train on the job.
See that, man? It's
I
lucrative.
do. I do.
See?
As long as you got a
Hey.
heart of
Yeah.
excellence, you're the type of person that attention to detail. Because I'm
Yeah.
real detail oriented. You know, we operate in excellence. You don't have to know how to do sound. I got a couple people on the team that never has done sound, but they got the
Yeah.
heart. They got
Yeah.
the drive to work. You know, they're faithful. They're loyal. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Start off carrying a speaker, and you know when you're
Yeah,
not
that's what
when
I'm
that
saying,
put
yeah.
that speaker down, come sit
Mhm.
behind the soundboard and actually see what I'm doing
Yeah, and learn something.
and learn something.
Yeah,
Yep.
for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I appreciate you coming
Yeah,
through
man,
for me,
cuz, I appreciate
man.
this.
Yes, sir, man. Y'all check out Cuz
Yes.
with the 5-fold sound. You want to give them your contact information?
Yeah, you could
so everybody-
follow
I
us
know
on
they
the
gonna wanna hire
website,
you.
fivefoldsound.com. That's FIVEFOLD sound.com. We're on all social media platforms at Fivefold Sound, so that's Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. Yeah.
All right, for sure. All right. Man, I'd like to thank y'all for coming back into the Tattoo Room Unfiltered. I'm the host with the most, Devon Leroy. Had my cousin Bryan
Yeah.
Gray on, explaining y'all how to get into the sound a little bit. He ain't gonna give you all the sauce, but he gonna give you a little bit. And he also hiring too, so y'all get in tune with him if y'all need a fun job, looking to make some money to feed your family too. So we're gonna be checking out for y'all. Want y'all to live as long as you want and never want as long as y'all live. All right, till the next time.